What if I told you that expectation is truly what's actually creating your reality, way more so than believing or having faith? In this video, I'm going to break it down how you're actually using expectation and knowing every single day and you don't even realize it. And how using expectation and knowing is how you truly actually deliberately manifest your reality every single day in speed, very fast, faster than using faith, just believing. When you expect something, it goes beyond faith. It goes beyond your egoic mind. It goes beyond mind in general. It is a whole other level of believing and having faith. When you expect something, it's a knowing. And when you know something and you expect something, that thing absolutely has to manifest. You're on a way different frequency than just believing or having faith. Because when you are believing or you have faith, that gives you some sort of leeway to have some sort of negative mindset about it. You'll be like, well, I have faith that it'll happen. I don't know how it'll happen, but I have faith. But when you're knowing it'll happen and you expect it to happen, that is a whole other frequency. When you know something will happen, it has no choice but to happen. Right now, if you were to ask yourself, are you expecting what you want to happen? Or are you expecting what you fear to happen? So many of us, we expect what we fear instead of expecting what we want. So you got to ask yourself, what are you expecting? We're all day long, every day, we're expecting things. But the thing is, we're unconscious to it. We're not aware of it. So we're actually manifesting that reality every day. It's just so similar to the day before that we don't realize it. And we don't realize it because we're also unconscious to it. We're not aware of it. But once you realize that you're actually expecting things every day and actually manifesting those things every day, then you become aware of the things you do want. You can become aware of what you want to manifest in your life instead of the things that you've been manifesting, but manifesting the wrong things. But why do most people struggle with expectation? Ask yourself, like, why do you struggle with expectation? What do you expect on a day-to-day basis? Which is why you might not be getting what you want. And then think about the times you expect positive things and how those positive things come in your life and how fast they come in your life when you expect them. And the reason we expect certain things that manifest the way we don't want them to happen is it's our conditioned mind. We're programmed from 0 to 5, our subconscious mind. And we're programmed, our parents are programming us, the media is programming us, social media is programming us, our friends are programming us. So the thing is, all the things that we expect, that we manifest on a day-to-day basis, isn't actually what you want. It's not what you expect. It's what your conditioned mind is used to expecting and manifesting. We're manifesting all day long. It's just we're manifesting the things we don't want for the majority of the time. And it's so similar to yesterday that we don't realize that it's us that's manifesting it. We just think that everything's so similar to yesterday that life just happens and we're not in control of it. But in reality, you are. You're just not aware of it yet. And once you start listening to more of these videos that I'm talking about, you can open up your mind and be like, wow, I need to start focusing on the things I do want. I need to expect the things I do want. You need to start asking yourself, what do I demand out of reality? What do I expect out of reality? What do I want? And you have to first have goals in order to know that. You have to be able to measure it. You have to ask yourself every day, what goal do I want to accomplish today? What do I want to accomplish this week? What do I want to accomplish this month? And you need to write those goals down. I want you guys to write 3 goals that you want to happen this week. Write 3 goals Don't know how it's going to happen. Just know, have a knowing, and expect it will happen. And write those 3 goals down. And every day, I want you to look at that. Look at those goals. Know they're going to happen. Expect them to happen. And don't think about how it will happen, because you're not supposed to know how it will happen. That's the whole point. You're expecting it to happen. You're demanding it out of your life. You're getting on that frequency of that thing that you want because you know it will happen. You're expecting it to happen. And it will have no choice if you're on that frequency of that wish you desire, that you expect. It has no choice but to come to you. Period. The end. Don't put any doubt into anything ever that you want to happen in life, because the second you have that doubt, that is not you. You don't believe in doubt. Your higher mind, your highest self, your true creation is positive. It is not doubtful. It is not negative. That is the conditioned mind. You are not the mind. You are you. You can create anything you want. And once you expect things out of life and you demand them out of life, that's when reality has no choice but to mold into what you want. Reality is not solid as we think it is. It is malleable. We are living in the Matrix. If you ever watched the movie The Matrix, this reality isn't as real as we expect it to be. It's our belief systems, our expectations that mold it around us. Everything we've ever been taught, everything we've ever learned. The main thing is we need to start unlearning, then relearning, because we have so much programs in our mind that is what's actually creating a reality for us. But once you demand out of life what you want, and you have no doubt whatsoever, and you know you can accomplish anything you want, and all you need to do is first have a single goal. Write down your goals. Demand it out of life. Expect that what you want will come to you. That is when you will start manifesting. And that is when life will become from solid to living, to escaping the matrix and accomplishing anything you want. Because remember, life is malleable. This life is fluid. You can manifest anything you want. You just have to first know what you want, then use inspired action to go get it. Because if you actually truly believed and expect to get what you want out of life, you will go get it. You will go use inspired action. You will believe in it, and you will go out there and accomplish that. That is how manifestation works. That is how you will get to where you want to be. So you got to ask yourself, what do I want out of reality? What do I want? What relationships do I want? What job do I want? Finances, how much do I want to make? You have to know these things, and then you have to be able to measure them, but you also have to expect them. If you're not expecting these things, then you're just going to be going back into your unconscious program, and you're just going to still manifest the old reality you were living before, because that's what you know and that's what you expect. So you need to start expecting new things for your life, because you can accomplish anything you want. You just have to know it will happen. And you could ask yourself, be like, Jeremy, but what if I feel like I'm trying too hard? What if I feel like I don't know how to get the thing I want? Like, I want to manifest this thing, but I don't know how to get it. And I understand that. And the thing is, you're not supposed to know how you will get it. And a lot of us will look at our situations and our circumstances and be like, but it's not here yet. And that's the thing, is state of being is the only thing that matters. Circumstances don't matter. Now, by having those circumstances, you'll be like, that was my belief system at one point. And that's why it's still manifesting in my reality. But once you start living in the reality that you desire, then you'll start seeing your reality manifest differently. You'll start seeing things manifest. You'll start seeing synchronicities in your life. It might not happen right now, but it will. And you have to expect and know those things will happen. And you got to stop living in circumstances. Start living in what you want. Start expecting the things you want, versus thinking about the past, because the past does not exist right now. The future does not exist right now. The only thing that exists right now is the present. And the present is what also creates the past and the future, because by living in the present, we're so many times we're thinking about the past. So by thinking about the past, that's how we're always manifesting, expecting the same reality, because we think about the past all the time. And guess what? By living in the past, what are you going to create more of? The past. So that's why you need to start living in the present and focusing on what you do want and not what you don't want. The more you focus on what you do want, is the more you're going to start getting what you do want. When I quit my 6-year substance abuse problem I had, that I never thought would ever happen. Never a million years did I think I would quit substances. Even cigarettes. Cigarettes was even worse. Smoked cigarettes for 10 years. Never would I think I'd be able to quit any of this stuff. And that's how I quit it. I stopped believing once an addict, always an addict. I stopped believing that I had an issue. And I stopped believing in all the stuff that I was told about addiction. And I stopped thinking about all the problems I had. I stopped thinking about the fact that I had a problem. That was the issue. We see all those things, it kills our self-esteem, and we create that for our life. How am I ever supposed to get over a substance abuse issue if all I'm constantly doing is telling myself once an addict, always an addict? And I remember all the bad times I had, and I think about all the terrible people, all the things I've caused people. And then I just focus on the problem I constantly have. How am I ever supposed to quit? How? How I did it is I expected my reality to change. I ignored the fact that I had a problem. I focused on what I did want and not what I didn't want. I ignored the fact that I was an addict for 6 years. I ignored all of that. That does not matter to me anymore. I'm focusing on what I do want now. And I'm focusing on the fact that I'm going to get a new job. I expect it. I demand it out of life. And I'm going to move back in with my parents at the time where they said, you had to be 1 year sober to move back in with us. And I ignored that. I was like, that's not my reality. I refuse to believe that. I'm going to get that job. I'm going to move back in with my parents and I'm going to change my life. And the second I did that, I moved back to my parents and I got a new job in 2 weeks. Something that to a normal person in my position would have seemed impossible, and to me was impossible, until I started expecting things and I started demanding life to fit my new reality and not my old reality. I appreciate you guys listening to this. I would love you guys to comment down below expectation, and I want you to tell me one goal you have this week and how you're going to accomplish this. And I love you guys to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.